Welcome back to another Sunday prep day. If you're new here, every Sunday I prep for the week, so that includes cutting all my vegetables and making things that take a little bit longer, like soups, stews, sauces, that kind of thing. Today I'm going to make some low-carb wraps, and I'm going to make a roasted salsa. So I'm going to cut some onions while I go over the menu. So it's Sunday today. For lunch, as usually on Sunday, I'm gonna do some sandwiches. I'm diabetic. I had to cut carbs, so I don't usually have carbs for breakfast except on the weekend. So I'm having some whole wheat rolls with some speck, and I might also have some cheese spread on there as well. And some lettuce, some cucumber, just to make it a nice and filling sandwich. These onions, by the way, are going to go in some fajitas and some other things. Then for dinner tonight, I'm going to make a sauerkraut stamppot. Stamppot is potatoes mashed with the vegetables, and so in this case sauerkraut. And I'm going to have that with a smoked sausage. And then we're on Monday, Meatless Monday. For lunch, I'm going to do some low-carb chicken fajitas. So some of the low-carb wraps I'm going to make with fake chicken and peppers, onions, that sort of stuff. So, and then for dinner on Monday, I'm going to do some vegetarian burgers. The patties themselves are vegan, but I'm pretty sure I want to add some cheese, so they're just going to be vegetarian. So then we're on Tuesday. I'm just gonna cut up some of these garlic cloves for the fajitas, among other things as well. So Tuesday for lunch, some more low-carb wraps. I think I'm gonna do some chicken, and I'll do some lettuce, some cucumber, and I'll just marinate that chicken, make it nice and flavorful. And then for dinner, I'm gonna have some steak fajitas. So I still have some steak, so that would be a good way to use that. And then for Wednesday, for lunch, I'm gonna do some green beans with some chicken breast. Might stuff that chicken breast with some cheese. Don't know yet. And then for dinner on Wednesday, I'm gonna do a couscous salad with some chicken. So I'll do lots of parsley. I'll do some peppers, some cucumber, and yeah, some lime. Then we're on Thursday. For Thursday, I'm gonna do some low-carb wraps again, with beef and probably some veggies. We'll see what I have left over. So I can do some peppers. I can do some more salad. I can do the salsa I'm gonna be making. I could use that. We'll just see. So I'm just gonna give this a rough little chop. This is gonna go in the fajitas mainly, so I don't need it too fine because I don't want it to burn. So then for dinner on Thursday, some chicken with some broccoli and some potato wedges. And then for Friday, low-carb wraps with some salmon. And again, I'll just see what kind of vegetables I'll be using. And for dinner, I'm going to do some fish tacos, and I haven't fully decided yet if I'm going to do salmon or basa or whatever. We'll just see. So I'm just going to cut this whole head of garlic in half. Take some of the excess paper off. So I cut it this way because now I'm going to wrap that in some foil. And this is going to go in my salsa. So I'm going to put that in. I preheated my Ninja Foodi on grill. I'll also throw in some shallots that I peeled. Let's put in 2 peppers. These are pointy peppers, but use what you like. And then I'm gonna throw in a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes. And a few different chilies. So these are just cayenne, mostly red. I have a green one as well. And I'll throw in a habanero as well, just for taste. I'll add a little bit of oil. And I'm just gonna roast those. So that's full power, 240 Celsius. I don't know how much that is in Fahrenheit. And we'll do 20 minutes until the skin on the peppers starts to blacken and blister. So I need a few more chilies for my fajitas and any other kinds of wraps that I would like to have. So I just have a few red and green. And I'm just going to leave the seeds in because they're not too spicy. I don't mind a bit of spice. So while I chop these peppers, I'm almost at 500 subscribers. So I thought once I hit that goal, I should do a Q&A. So here you can ask me anything you want about me, about cooking, about travel, about where I live, anything at all. So you can either leave a comment on this video, or I put a post on my community tab that you can go to. And yeah, I like to do a Q&A. So, and that will also be the Dutch word for the week. Well, it's more of a phrase than a word, if I'm honest. So, question and answer in Dutch is vraag en antwoord. We use the singular in Dutch for that phrase. Vraag en antwoord. Question and answers. So, I'm just gonna clean out these peppers. I'm gonna do a red one and a green one. And these are gonna go in my fajitas, the beef fajitas and the vegan fajitas. And they'll also go in the wraps. I just don't know which days yet. We'll just see. So I'll just clean out the seeds. And then I'll cut them into little ribbons. I'm excited about reaching 500 subscribers because I never thought I would get that many, if I'm honest. So also that's a perfect time. If there's anything you'd like to see more of, just let me know. So that's one pepper done. These peppers are massive. I'll just do the same for these red ones. That is peppers done. And then I need my peeler. Because for the stumple tonight, like I said, that's sauerkraut mashed with potato. So obviously I'm going to need some potatoes. So I'm just going to peel that real quick. So I'm just doing 2 potatoes. And I'll give you a bonus Dutch word of the day. A potato peeler is called a dunschiller. It literally means a thin peeler. So just going to cut these into some chunks. So they will cook nice and quick. So I'm just going to saute my sauerkraut and boil my potatoes, and I'll just mash everything together. Really simple to make. What else do we need? We need some cucumber. So I'm just gonna prep 1 cucumber for sandwiches, because for my couscous salad, I want some diced cucumber. But if I dice that now, it'll probably dry out a bit before I use it, so I'll just do that on the day itself. But this is for sandwiches and for my wrap, so I'll just do that now. Okay. That is cucumber sorted. Then for my burgers, for my wraps, all that stuff, I need some lettuce. I'm just going to cut up this whole head of lettuce. Cut out the little stem. And I'll just cut that nice and fine. Then next up, let's do some green beans. So that's for a meal on Tuesday. So I'm just quickly gonna top and tail them. And that is enough for one portion. Next up, for my couscous salad, I need some parsley, so about that much I would say. So just gonna roll that up tight and give that a rough chop just so it's easier to work with. And then I'll just keep running my knife through until it's nice and fine. Okay, that's parsley. And then this looks very similar, but this is cilantro. That's gonna go in my salsa. So I'm not gonna chop it too fine, just a little bit so it's easier to blend. I'll save the stems for like a curry paste. And like I said, just a nice rough chop so it goes into the food processor blender a bit easier and it doesn't get stuck at the top. So that is good enough. And then here I have some broccoli for one meal, so I'm just going to cut off florets enough for one meal. And if they're a bit big, I'll just cut them down slightly. And again, the rest I'll just save for another day. And then the last thing that needs chopping is some cauliflower, because I'm going to use cauliflower to make my low-carb wraps. So I'm just actually going to basically rice that in my food processor. So let me get a few of these florets off. And I just need this small enough to fit in the mouth of my food processor. And I'll just run that through with the grater blade on. And I'll do that until I have enough to fill up this bowl. So there we go, a nice bowl full of riced cauliflower. So I'm gonna take a bowl. Here I have a clean tea towel that I'll use in a moment. You'll see why. Just gonna put this in. And I'm just going to microwave this for 4 minutes. So I'm just waiting for the grilled vegetables. That should be done the first 20 minutes in a moment. And I'm waiting for that. So in the meantime, I'm just quickly going to put some things away. And as you can see, the skin is starting to blacken. So that's just what I want. I'm just going to let that cool down now because I need to peel the peppers and the chilies. And I can't really do that when it's this hot. And that has 30 seconds to go. Once that is done, I'll put that on a tea towel and I'll let that cool down as well before I can handle it because I have to squeeze all the juice out and you can't do that when it's piping hot. So I checked the time when I put my cauliflower in. I was at 23 minutes. So that's how much hands-on time there was. Now I'm just going to wait until things cool down and I'll be back to make the salsa and the wraps. Oh, and while I'm waiting for the cauliflower to cool down, I'm also going to preheat my my oven at the highest setting. So this has cooled down enough now so I can handle it. I spread it out over this towel so I had more area to cool off. So I'm just gonna wrap it in this tea towel, and I'm going to squeeze every last bit of water out. And you can use cauliflower like I'm using now. You can use broccoli, whatever you like. It's a good way to use up broccoli stems, actually. But yeah, really squeeze it. You'll be surprised how much water comes out. And if you think you're done, just rearrange things and squeeze it even tighter because there will be more. And as you can see, it's starting to form a ball and hold together, so that's enough liquid out. I'm just going to discard that, and then I'll transfer this to a bowl. And to this, I will add some mozzarella cheese, and I'll add some eggs. So depending on how big the batch is that you want to make, I'm doing quite a large batch, like a whole head of cauliflower. I need 2 eggs. If you're just doing some broccoli or something, or half a head, just use 1 egg. But I'll mix all of this together. The egg is going to bind it, and the cheese is going to make sure that it doesn't get too brittle. You can technically make these without cheese, but they'll be very brittle. So you definitely want to have that flexibility. Yeah, I'm just going to really mix this together, mix it really well. Now, this dough is easy to work with, so you can easily press it out by hand, but since I have a tortilla press, that makes things a lot quicker and more even. So I put 1 sheet of baking paper down. I'm going to take about a golf ball size of dough, put another piece of baking paper on top. You want the ball slightly more towards the hinge side, this side, because it's going to squeeze that way. So just squeeze. Then take off the top bit. This can go on a baking sheet. Now this becomes the new bottom piece, about a golf ball size piece on top. New piece on top, and again slightly to the hinge side, and squeeze. And just keep doing that until you run out of dough. So this whole head of cauliflower yielded me 10 little wraps, so I'm just gonna put these in the oven now. Like I said, I preheated this to the highest it will go, so that's 225 Celsius. I don't know how much that is in Fahrenheit. And you probably want to do 7 to 12 minutes. It kind of depends on how thick they are, how hot your oven is, how much water you squeezed out. You want to take them out when they start to turn brown around the edges, so keep a close eye on it. So yeah, I'll have to do it in 2 batches because it's slightly more than fits on my oven rack. So I'll do these first and then the rest. But yeah, I'll check it back in 7 minutes, see how they're doing, and then I'll bake them a little bit longer if they need to, but if they start to brown, I'll pull them out. And while that is baking, I can also start on the salsa, so I'm just going to put in my cilantro, and then here I have my peppers and my chilies. Like you see, this outside is blackened, so I can just easily peel that off now. I'll take the seeds out. And peel all the peppers and chilies. And yeah, that should go really easy. Just get all the flesh in. So that's all the peppers. The onions and the tomatoes can just go in whole. And I specifically put this on some foil in my Ninja Foodi, so don't waste the juice. Make sure you get all of that juice in there as well. Then here I have my garlic, And the reason that I cut that in half is because now when I unwrap this, I can just take one half and just squeeze all these little garlic cloves out. Okay, that's all squeezed in there. Now I better go check on my wraps. They're not quite done yet, but I'll give them a little turn. And I don't know how well you can see why, but these back ones are starting to brown, but the front ones haven't yet, so turn them around and put them back in, and I'll give them another like 3 to 4 minutes. And while that is going, I can finish the salsa. So I'm gonna cut a lime in half and squeeze that in. And I'll add some salt, and I'll add some cumin. Put on the lid and give that a blitz. I'll give that a quick taste. Nice and spicy from the habanero. I want a little bit more salt, and then I'll just puree that for a few more seconds to incorporate the salt. And that is the roasted salsa done. And with that done, let's check on the wraps again. So this is just how you want them. This is when you want to pull them. This ended up being 10, maybe 11 minutes. And just around the edges starting to brown, and a few brown spots, but not burnt yet. It can go from perfect to burnt really quick, so keep an eye on it. So I just have the second batch in there now, and then I'll have enough for the whole week. And I also have my salsa here. I'll use that for several meals, like my fish tacos. I'll probably use that for some of my low-carb wraps. I could even use it as like a pizza sauce, if I'm honest, on these and use these wraps as pizza bases. All kinds of possibilities, but yeah, I just have everything ready to go so I can make lunch or dinner in minutes. So if you like this, I do these kinds of videos every single Sunday. And about once a month I post a video where I show you everything I eat in a day. I posted one last Friday. And you can also check out my Instagram where I post every single meal. So leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Until next time, bye for now.